Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger. So this is our tips and tricks guide for base form Goku. So no fancy hair colors, no blonde, no blue, just black hair. That's base Goku here. So as always in these kind of videos, we're going to be going over his moveset. I do want to break off the Spirit Bomb slash Lend Me Your Energy stuff into its own section because I think it warrants speaking about it separately. Also, I want to be talking about some of the things here about the difference of some of his normals, because they are a little bit more than meets the eye. Talk about its assist and its just generalized game plan. So without any further ado, let's just get right to it. So now let's start with the special moves. So the first special move we have here is our heavy elbow, and that's quarter circle forward one of your attack buttons. So the heavy elbow, kind of, as advertised, it's a big old elbow, right? There is a couple differences here, and you just saw one right there. So the EX and medium versions, wall bounce, meaning in the corner, you can get a full combo if you're a little faster than I am. There we go. You can lead to a full combo. Now, there is some difficulty actually comboing into it. Like, I'm more to the point here, the only realistic way you're going to get the medium elbow in the corner is if you, like, Sparking Blast combo into it. But still, it leads to a different, pretty decent sparking route, so that's, an option available to you. Now, the really good thing about the light elbow in particular is it's very quick recovery. So, it's not necessarily, plus on block or nothing, right? But it's a combo fodder move, sure, but in that aspect, it's pretty good. So, super basic example here, I'm just going to show you right now, in the corner. So a very basic example there, but you can see I actually got to re-combo after that elbow. The elbow is not the end of the combo in corner, and that's only due to the nature of it recovering so quickly. So if you want to see more combos like that, please check the companion combo guide. But yeah, sometimes, a move is just combo fodder, but in this particular example, especially in the corner, it's fantastic combo fodder. And once again, if you can feel your way to sneaking in a medium or EX elbow, the wall bounce does lead to a full combo. Our next move here is the back throw, and kind of as advertised here, tosses you out back. Now the one thing here, the damage is not amazing on this move. It is a true command grab, so you can in no way, shape, or form block this move. But unlike some other characters like, say, Broly or even Goku Blue now, especially after this patch, the command grab is not a very big part of his game, as when we do it here, even if we vanish and then do a follow-up, or the EX version also kind of has the follow-up built in. So you can kind of just go for a combo there. This one does a little more respectable damage. The main use of this move is to, A, keep people on their toes. Don't let them just, sit and block your pressure all day long. Like, tell them they gotta wake up and pay attention, and then potentially make mistakes so you can crack them open later on. And kind of ending the round. Because, especially off the regular version here, the damage is, like, not amazing, as you can see there, right? So it is not meant to be a more dominant form of his game plan like some other characters, but still, it's very interesting, it's pretty decent. It's just a way to get that little bit extra damage, especially against the foe that won't crack open. So, base Goku does have a Kamehameha, quarter circle forward and the key blast button. Now, just like Super Saiyan Goku, you can use it all in the same manner, so straight forward. You can use it shooting upwards if you hold up or down. You can do it in the air, and once again, if you hold up or down, you will shoot it downwards at an angle. Now, this move, while, obviously incredibly similar, is somewhat different and sadly a bit for the worst, as this move is a single hit. Meaning, a lot of the main use for a lot of the beams in the game is to do the move, vanish, and, get a bit of a combo afterwards, right? Well, obviously, as you just saw, it still works just fine. The process of hit confirming it, though, is a bit different. Because you only have the one hit here. If you were visually waiting to see the hit happen, and then confirm into your vanish, it's going to happen a lot of times, is you're going to see the hit, and then you might just be a bit too slow making this happen. Either your move missing entirely, or you'll have the vanish connect but not into the wall bounce. So while it is still, plenty fine, and it works in the regard of, getting your combo and stuff, since it only has the singular hit, you just have less time to visually confirm into the hit confirm. Like, if you go right into the vanish and you want to use this block pressure, whatever, hit or not, sure, it's still viable in that regard. But unfortunately, since it is only a single hit, it's not as good. But that said, it's not all doom and gloom. A beam is always better than not having a beam. It is still a way to control the entire lane of the gameplay action. Having all these options for controlling space is still fantastic. And even though perhaps not as good as Super Saiyan Goku's, still a great move. So once again here, the Spirit Bomb and Let Me Your Energy stuff, we're going to break off into its own section. And now we're just going to move on to the supers. Now also, in the interest of brevity here, since I made a whole guide going into it in quite a bit of depth, at the end of this video, there will be a link to the Kaioken video I made, and it explains everything in depth, but I'll just go over it very quickly here. So one, there is 3 versions of this move. So we go into character settings here in training mode. You can see here normal, always times 3, always times 20. So what that means is this: when there are 3 characters alive on your team, you always have 1 Kaioken, meaning you can do 3 hits always before you go into your ender. If you have 1 character dead on your team, you will now unlock times 3 Kaioken. So you can now do 5 hits before your ender. And then we go into our ender as you see here. And it also unlocks the R2 version, meaning you can burn 1 extra bar, making this a 2-bar super instead of a level 1 1-bar super, using a Kamehameha at the end. Now, if you have both your characters dead, Goku is the only character left standing. You'll have times 20 Kaioken, meaning you can do 7 hits before your ender. And here we'll use the beam ender, just so you can see the extra bar being used. So yeah, there's just a lot to talk about, and since I already did talk about it, once again, at the end of this video, there will be a direct link to the Kamehameha guide, so, sorry, the Kaioken guide, there we go, so please check that out. So, Goku's level 3, the Spirit Bomb, and yeah, it's a big one. So, on top, you know, being level 3 and obviously more damaging move, this level 3 does more damage than any other level 3 in the game. And after scaling, it does more than any other level 3 in the game, except potentially for Chaozu. It really depends on where you hit it. But yeah, that's an argument for later on, because I know some people have argued, you know, which one does more damage. But suffice to say, it's a big one. So the caveat with this is this: you know, you can't really, you know, just do your combo, go right into level 3. It's not going to hit. Like, it's just not. The startup is way too slow. So then the real mystery is, how do we get it to hit? So we have one way. It's a little harder, but we'll talk about it later on. And that the full charge, Let Me Your Energy here, into the Spirit Bomb will always connect, no matter what. It'll always make sure it has enough hit stun decay for you to combo directly into it. So that is an option. Now, another more practical option, you could say, is to DHC combo into it. Some characters have super moves that will hold them in place long enough for you to go directly into the Spirit Bomb. So here's Kid Buu as an example. And boom, right into it. We'll show you one more example here. So we're going to tag in Broly. And we're just going to go into this basic level 1. And it connects. We're just going to tag out the Goku. And since it has semi-float state here, easy peasy once again, not a problem. So some other characters that let you do this are characters like Super Saiyan Goku with his Warp Kamehameha Super. A character like Zamasu, if he's high in the air, does his air super, then any other character DHCs in the level 1, it'll hold them basically in place long enough to get it. Majin Buu are very specific setups, and heck, you don't even have to always do a super. A character like Adult Gohan can actually do his EX Machine Gun Legs special move, and that will hold him in place long enough to do it. Also Vegito. Please check the companion combo guide, as you'll see some of those examples there. But yeah, long story short, you're not really going to get to it raw, because anyone in the world is going to be able to react to this, right? Blocking, it's not an issue, and heck, they can just, you know, reflect and gain a massive amount of bar from reflecting all of it. But there are a lot of ways to cheat into kind of comboing into it directly, and once again, this does a lot more damage than the average level 3 does. So the other Spirit Bomb, the one that comes from Lend Me Your Energy. So let's just talk about how this move works here, because it's a fairly complex deal. So first off, you have to first charge this move. As you can see here, do the Lend Me Your Energy, and then when you do the action again, this is quarter circle back in the special button, you'll toss out the Spirit Bomb. Now, the more you charge this move, up to 3 possible levels, the better this move is going to get. It'll do more damage for 1, the hit stun is going to be a lot greater for 2, and it's just all around better. Now, the problem comes with this is how to get that charge, because, you know, while you're doing this, ain't nobody going to stand still and let you do it. So how do we get around it? So you might think, well, hey, maybe I'll just do it in block stun, right? The problem is, in this specific scenario, the full charge, the enemy still gets to recover before you're done. So that's not going to work. You can get the level 2 charge, easy, sure. But the idea here is to get the level 3 charge, because only the level 3 charge lets you go directly into the Spirit Bomb level 3. Level 1 and 2 will not cut the butter. Only the level 3 version lets you go directly. Now, not to say the level 1 and 2 versions have no value, because they absolutely do, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But only the big level 3 lets you get that charge. So what I'm going to show you now is an example. And here's the fact of the matter. If you want that guaranteed level 3 charge, you're going to have to sacrifice somewhere. You're going to have to sacrifice damage in a combo or something like that. You're going to have to sacrifice positioning. You are not going to get this for free, no matter what. Because even if you do like a big old, knockdown, whatever, charge away, the guy's going to wake up and vanish you at the very minimum. There is no guaranteed way, except for what I'm going to show you right now, is just cite an example. But once again, we're going to have to pay a sacrifice to get the guaranteed nature of the charge. So what I'm going to show you right here is a very basic example, but just kind of keep your thought process running on this one here. We're going to use an assist to extend the combo, but we're not going to follow up the combo. We're going to use that time the assist is holding the person that hit stun to get our charge off. So here is the quick example I'm going to show you. So while the enemy is knocked up here, I did manage to get the full level 3 charge off. So obviously we sacrificed any potential damage for the combo. We now, have the full charge, so we can get a lot more potential damage, right? It's just one example here. The hard fact of the matter is, somehow, I'm sorry, I hit a little bit late there, but you get the idea. The hard fact of the matter is, if you want the level 3 charge, you're either going to have to sacrifice something or just take a big risk, just going for it. Not everyone's perfect. Not everyone's going to have the laser accuracy to catch you, charging it. They might be high off screen, trying to float, do some whatever wacky, zoning thing, or, tossing basically blast all day. And you might be able to sneak it out. So that's a guaranteed way to get it. But yeah, it's just the hard fact of the matter. Once again, it's tough. You want it because it's really good, but yeah. Now, let's just talk about the other versions now, besides the big fancy one. So what makes the other one good, and level 1 is very easy and very reasonable to get. One, no matter what you do, it could be any old combo, you will always be able to get this off of vanish. And off the level 1, no matter what, you'll also be able to get a nice little homing dash combo. Now, maybe it's not going to be the most damaging combo on the block, but it's still very, very useful. Also, in this regard, it also holds the enemy in place long enough to get a nice little tag out too. So that's also very handy. So even if it's not always going to be, the King Kong flashy level 3 and the Spirit Bomb, all that kind of stuff, the fact of the matter is the level 1 is intensely and eminently useful in a lot of situations. And once again, it's very reasonable and easy to expect you're going to get the level 1 charge for a very solid move. So forgive me if I was a little long-winded on this one, but yeah. I know I talked a lot about the level 3 charge because that's the big fancy one that everyone wants to play around with. But don't forget the fact that just the base level 1 is just fantastically useful. It will always lead to a decent amount of damage. Maybe not the guaranteed level 3 Spirit Bomb, but a lot of optimal, tag out routes if you want to get your recoverable health back. There is DHC routes as well for specific supers if you want to go for fancy stuff like that. It's a useful move all around. Just don't fixate so much on the big flashy level 3 charge. Now, let's talk about his normals. I want to talk about one thing off the bat here. So, you may notice the Gokus, they kind of got some similar moves here. No matter what the version is, they kind of look similar, don't they? Now, here's the thing about that. Base Goku's normals, while obviously very visually, and exactly visually similar, it's not the whole story here. There's actually some different hitboxes at play here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to show you the tail of Crouch Medium just to give you an idea. So we're in the round 1 fight position here. Let's try Super Saiyan Goku. Alright, let's move on to Goku Blue. Alright, now let's move on to Base Goku. Huh, wouldn't you know it? So his normal actually has a lot longer range than the other two Gokus, despite the normal being exactly the same. Oh, at least visually, right? So we don't have an exact, as of the time of making this video here, hitbox guide, but a lot of his hitboxes on a lot of his shared normals seem to be just a little bit bigger than the moves he shares with the other Gokus. So the sweep is kind of the most obvious comparison, as it totally hits from the start position. But yeah, just when you toss out these normals in the air, keep in mind that his are just a smidge better than the other Gokus. So don't just write them off as, well, obviously the same animation. They are not all created equal. Now, to talk about the auto combo, first thing before anything else I want to talk about the auto combo is this little fact here. This move actually totally hits both sides. So keep that in mind. It's not just an animation thing. This move absolutely hits both sides. As you see here, I can attempt to vanish through here, and what's going to happen is I'm going to get smacked. So it is useful in that regard. Now, you've probably seen a bunch of combos like involving a bunch of loops and all that, and yeah, they are a thing. Once again, some of those are in Companion Combo Guide. They are very tricky. So let's bring us up to part 2 here. His light. So it does a little bit of a mini launch here. So if you want to get into those loops, you're going to have to do light in some regard. So obviously with the light, you can just finish your auto combo, right? Go into the whole thing, he'll wall bounce, and you can dash under, and hey, you can keep comboing out from there. That is one potential option we have for the auto combo loop. The other one here is with the, I got no name for it other than the Shang Tsung normal. It's just like Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat, he can make fireballs come from the ground, right? And on the third hit, he'll bounce down, and the timing is a little strict. And by a little strict, I mean honestly a lot strict. I am not a fan of this particular setup for like realistic play. If you can do it though, good on you. Thumbs up. But yeah, so those are kind of the two options we have for going for those loops in the corner. You can either just do the wall bounce auto combo, dash under, and keep it going, or start with this. Now, speaking of this, the third hit, and you don't have to go into it if you don't want to. You can hit confirm into it, although you gotta be a little quick. That third hit is a true overhead. That must be blocked standing. So if that connects and you're crouching or whatever, you're going to get hit. Now these are just like any basic key blast. You can home and dash through them. You can change the trajectory. So you can do down, back, down, or down forward for the range of your choice. And once you're in the corner, it'll always kind of scale to the corner so you can't miss off screen with it. It'll always, hit, no matter what, I'm hitting all 3 different directions here, and always will bring it to the corner. But yeah, so pretty useful. It's a good check just to catch people sleeping. Is you can range them with the move and quickly hit confirm, and then if they hit, hey, combo time. Once again, I'm much more of a fan of just doing this. Just take your damage and get it. I personally don't like the loop starting with this. If I'm going to do a loop, I'm going to do it the other way. Although, don't let me unsell you on it. Don't get me wrong, right? Try it for you. Do what's best for you, because for me, my execution is the worst part of my game plan. So if you can do it, hey, awesome. Now, let's talk about the assist here. The assist, I think, is a pretty decent assist. Maybe not one of the all-time greats, but still a pretty decent assist nevertheless. So, in this assist here, he'll call him, and he'll basically do his auto combo ender. Now, it does have some range to it. Not a lot, as you see here. It ain't going to connect from here, but roughly from this distance here is about the max range of it, and you'll connect. And also, as you saw right there, it does cause a wall bounce, not only in the corner, anywhere on screen. In the corner, very handy. Because no matter what your finisher is, if it is in the corner, you always go into the ever-reliable Dragon Rush into whatever, right? But that is one of the absolute best ways to end the combo in any way, shape, or form. So that is always incredibly solid. Now, one thing here, once again, since it has wall bounce anywhere, you have a lot of time to do whatever your gimmick is that you're going to do off this. It's obviously going to be character to character, but it's pretty decent. Now, another really good thing about it, but with a little bit of a caveat, is the block stun. So we do it here, and the enemy blocks. They're in block stun a significant amount of time. Now, it's not quite Kid Buu, Yamcha, or Gotenks, but it is still in the higher category, like, say, Android 16. They are in there for a fairly decent amount of time. Now, the one you'll notice here is the pushback. The pushback is about the most of any assist, actually. So the block stun is fantastic. So it'll let you get set up whatever you're gonna do. But if you're looking for kind of like assists and the crossover kind of stuff, the pushback is significant. So you do absolutely have to keep that in mind for whatever it is you're planning to do. Because I haven't mapped it out every single assist in the game, but this might be the most pushback on block of any single assist in the game. So while the block stun is good, keep that in mind. Obviously in the corner, doesn't matter one lick, right? You just get the very high amount of block stun and get to do whatever you're going to do, but just keep it in mind. But all in all, while not one of the greats, it certainly doesn't have the utility of, like a beam or something, right? But it is certainly not without its charms, and, the auto wall bounce anywhere on screen, especially in the corner, and the easy Dragon Rush is always very, very, very welcome. Now, for the generalized game plan here of base Goku. Now, you can mess around with it, but generally speaking, he screams anchor character. You want to be the third character on the team. One, and if just for this alone, right, you want that sweet juiced up Kaioken when your other boys are kind of down in the gutter. He's kind of obviously built around the level 3. You're going to need Bar to pull that kind of stuff off. And yeah, so no matter what, definitely at the very least, he ain't no point character with these things in mind. Now, that said, you know, what's the game, right? Well, it's not too tricky. This isn't some world-class mix-up center. You know, it doesn't even have a down low that hits low, right? So you ain't going to be mixing people up to death. The shoulder ain't, you know, whatever. You ain't going to pit the fear of people into the... with the grab, right? Because, you know, it's terrifying to get grabbed by Broly. Getting grabbed by Goku, maybe not so much. And I'm sure, you know, you'll figure out, like, certain combos with an assist or whatever, make it pretty cool. But still, it's not that scary. So what he is an eminently really good bag of normals. So we talked about this earlier, how, in the normal section, how even though he shares a lot of normals with the other Gokus, his just seem to be a little bit better. And so just bullying people with these normals here, the longer range, down medium than normal, his jumping medium in the air just seems to be a little bit better than the others. And, you know, that's a pretty big part of the game, just catching people in the air and, you know, oh, cool, air conversion, and if they block for whatever reason, then, you know... then like, oh cool, we'll just combo on the way down and keep going from there, right? And that in mind, he's really good at just tossing out normals and... oh, stop jumping. There we go. Just tossing out normals and working from there. And of course, you can also, when the enemy is guarding, even though I just kind of, you know, said the move's not the best, but still, it's an option. While the enemy's guarding, you can just delay and kind of go for the back throws, like kind of a tick grab situation. You can always keep the enemy on toes. Maybe you can't threaten him with the low, like, you know, a lot of characters can, but... it's still there. That in mind too, his damage is above average with some of the loops he has here, be it the auto combo palm loops or the shoulder loops in the corners. And once again, please check the companion combo guides for those. But you're not going to be tricking people out, I guess to say. I got nothing special for you in that regard. You're just going to have to beat him the old-fashioned way. And you know what? That's kind of how Super Saiyan Goku works. And to a little bit of an extent, also how Blue Goku works. Although he does have the weird left-right gimmicks. That's just the Goku way. You gotta beat him the old-fashioned way. No gimmicks, no nothing. You're just gonna have to neutral them better. And to that end, you know, he still got the tools for it. He still has, you know, 4 different layers of beams, so that's always very handy to have. He's got the tool set to make it happen. That and just stuff like this here. I'll show you a neat little trick in regards to the shoulder. Against characters that don't have the best auto combo range, instead of doing the whole, you know, block, try tech throw, backdash, minigame, all that stuff with you know, pressure after the vanish, you can do something like this. Where you just block their vanish, and go right in the medium elbow. And once you know it, we got him. Because that little bit of a backdash afterwards is all you need to get out of the range of the people with short auto combo normals. And also much the same with the EX version. So just little things like that, you know. You have a little bit of a toolbox, so you got to make the most of it. There's not one, you know, overwhelming option you're going to keep going to. You're just going to win with good normals. Hopefully maybe you've got some manner of assist alive, so you can play some Spirit Ball shenanigans and you'll go right into that and perhaps, you know, tag into a combo or whatever. So you don't have to do it raw, but it's just eminently useful once again. But I guess I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but final say on this matter is just simply, you're going to have to beat him, but he has the normals and generalized tools to make it happen. So that concludes this video. So base Goku, he's an odd character. So like, while the generalized game plan, as we went over here, is kind of basic, you're just going to want to win with, like, you know, the traditional Goku kind of style stuff. His moves are weird, you know, he has the whole charge thing, with the Spirit Ball. His Kaioken plays out like no other super move in the game at all. His level 3 is like no other level 3 in the game at all. He kind of has a weird dichotomy of, you know, the most basic rule set and this weird unique rule set. Because he's got a lot of loop stuff, but yet he wants to win with, you know, good normals, which have, you know, once again, exceptional range. That's deceiving, because it might be the same as his brethren, but it's just strictly better. But yeah, it's just different is what I can say. Honestly, it took me a while to wrap my head around him. and kind of even understanding what he wants to be. And in the end, I just got to say, he just kind of wants to be a handyman. Like, decent assists, decent normals, decent toolbox, decent everything. Maybe not the best in any one category, but decent with a capital D. Anyways, that's it for now. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.